out, it's Jackie Chan! Oh no, Shadow-kan! I have to split! Seal round! With Jackie Chan, the high-octane martial arts never stops! Shadow-kan can fly! What goes up must come down! Action-packed figures from Jackie Chan Adventures, each sold separately.
I couldn't find one that was free and clear. Look at this creepy kid.
Oh!
Travels to the Orient.
Isn't that crazy
and
creepy?
in addition to his skill with a sword and bow and arrow.
Oh my goodness.
Kung Fu champion.
Isn't that awkwardly just...
all this
I feel like I'm in like
stuff
the
is in
awkward
the Kung
photo
Fu adventure
meme
set.
or something.
Books are sold separately. Confuse you say, lots of fun.
Grandmother at 12.
The fighting series
I had
Kung
never
Fu
seen that
Warrior
before, and I
Adventure
saw
Set.
that. I was like, I have to use this. This is going to come up a lot in the OPOP channel now because it's completely awkward.
Where one boy will learn the meaning of loyalty,
You should say.
friendship, the battle for
Wow.
eternity is the adventure of a lifetime. Forbidden Kingdom on DVD September 9th.
Boy, do I have a surprise for you.
I gotta do some more face swaps. I haven't done them in a minute. There's so much going on. I just keep forgetting. It's busy. It's time consuming. It's one thing after another. So
For you, it was the busiest day of your life. For me, it was Tuesday. Plain. Yes!
warrior mouse right
I
there.
need to send more pictures. Oh my god. Get it.
Can we just record more of SQUEEKA laughing in the background? Because that's what we need. We see more of that.
Oh my god. Sorry.
And
That
some
one.
face swaps. Yeah, that was good. We caught her off guard. My work here is done. We can all go home now, people. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to Talk Hard Tuesday. I hope things are going well for you. Your week's going well. This is what I look forward to, hanging out with you folks. And it's going to be a fun one. I had never seen Forbidden Kingdom. Don't have an explanation. Don't have an excuse. And had a good time, and looking forward to talking about it. So, with me as always, these wonderful hosts. Ironcaster, my friend. This was, I think, your pick. You got this on the list about 6 months ago, I think. So it's been hanging out there, and I'm glad we got to it.
Yeah, it's a movie that I've always kind of really appreciated ever since I kind of got bit by the hype for this movie when it was first coming out. Back in the far-flung year of 2008. It's always kind of stayed close to me because, in a way, kind of growing up, just all these Jackie Chan movies were always big, just because you want to see all the spectacle of him doing all the action, all the hijinks, where he's this very kind of, he's doing the Jackie Chan thing. That's kind of become his iconic thing. But also you have Jet Li doing all the crazy kung fu action. Really, what's not to love from just this dynamic? This, getting these two coming together.
And I am the worst Jackie Chan fan because I don't remember seeing a lot of his movies in theater, but I've always loved his work and always had a good time watching his movies. So it's just, I'm a terrible person. I feel like I owe him a ton of money that I didn't pay at the box office because I just didn't go and see them when they ever. But I've seen so many of his things and I remember always having a good time. So, yeah. Well, SQUEEKA, this had to be a fun one for you. I know it's kind of a fun rewatch, and it's definitely right up your alley with like the Journey to the West and some of the other stuff that we've talked about. But thanks for coming and hanging out on your Tuesday with us.
Well, thanks for having me. I love being here. I love Chinese dramas. I watch a lot of them, and so like the costuming, the sets, the fighting, and the over the top fighting, where it's like, look, now all of a sudden there's like a million weapons at one time, or
Yeah.
the theatrical jumping. I love these kinds of movies. So it was a really interesting and first time watch, but at the same time, like I was like, oh, like I can't feel like I recognize that set or that move.
Yeah.
So I love this movie. It was awesome.
All right, let's say hello to this wonderful chat that's out there. Snorty, kicking in the door, doing it firsthand. Love it, brother. Hope you're doing all right, man. Let's see here. We've got Adega Outlaw, chiming in. Not sure what was about, but hail to you, my friend. Hail to you. Squeaka Mouse, she's showing up. She's doing her thing and showing off that generosity. She's just, I love you, sweetheart. You've been so kind to me and so gracious and supportive. Undead Ramen, Saint Michael Archangel. Oh, that's interesting. Duvier, Ramon, and Captain Kirk all got gift memberships. So congratulations and thanks for that, Squeak. I appreciate you. And guys out there, if you have a membership, you can go check out the Popcast. The next 2 Friday Popcasts are up. One's with Beard. That'll be this week, Beard of Liberty. And next week will be, next week will be with this guy over here. So that's up there. I don't have a thumbnail, I don't think, but I definitely have it up there. So you can check that out. So great to see everybody. Penny stopping in. Great to have her with us. Hope you're doing well, lady. Claude saying hi. Great to see you. And I think I get through most folks here. Hey, speaking of Beard of Liberty, there he is. There's Beard. We'll be talking Prestige on Friday. So my podcast is back. So it'll be kind of cool to get to be back in the swing of doing those pre-recorded, but at least we're doing it. So, yeah, no Loki tonight. Something came up, and he's doing fine. Everything is okay. But you know what? We are juggling some schedules in life and things like that. So, folks, it can be tricky at times. So you have to bear with us.
He had to go see a pawn shop dealer about a stick. So I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, it's a helmet of mischief. It could be. It very well could be. So, anyway, hope you guys are doing all right, and hopefully you're looking forward to talking about this movie. And let's get right start to it with Jet Li as the Monkey King right out of the gate.
Yeah, it's fantastic makeup work with him. Just the hair, it doesn't look like an outright wig. It's just outright it's fantastic work they did on making him look realistic. And plus, they're able to play with a lot of the sort of mysticism, the ideas around what the Monkey King could do. He was this mischievous creature who could take his individual strands of his own hair, and they could become like clones of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really kind of fun little antics and shenanigans. I was definitely taken back to the Journey movie and many others that we've talked about and watched here on the channel. So yeah, this was a really fun thing. And I mean, Squeaka, this is right up your alley. So this had to be like, I am really going to have fun with this movie.
Definitely. Well, and they didn't, and I like the fact that he was not armored up. Like in Journey to the West, he had a lot more armor on. In this one, I love that they went with the more ornate styles of costume. Especially if with some of the older shots and the shots of the immortals and things like that. And it's par for the course in a lot of these Chinese dramas. I don't know if it's a matter of they got help from people that normally do them or whatever, but when you watch them, they're really big on not just the big hair, like it's long and but it looks real, absolutely real. You can't see any lines, anything like that. The way they move still looks like they're used to having this much hair. So I mean, and the set too. Like I love that they went over the top like they would normally do for a Chinese drama. So it did a really good job for me of immersing me in it. Yeah, I love this whole movie. I'm going to rewatch it again and again.
Yeah, this was a fun one. Had a really good time with it. But yeah, we basically get this crazy wire work action sequence, Monkey King. It's the backstory, and it's set up in a way where it's presented as a dream sequence. Totally over the top, totally crazy, sucks you right into some sort of antics in the universe that we're playing in. So yeah, totally fun.
We're totally consumed into this world of the mysticism of just this idea that these are characters who, us here in the West, we really don't know much about them. Like, yeah, we've probably heard of characters like the Monkey King via, like, Goku, or some of these elements have kind of slowly trickled into sort of the Western culture, but they're still kind of foreign, and they're not going out of their way to shy away from the fact that this is all Chinese mysticism and Chinese myth that we are living through here.
Well, and back
Yeah,
to
there's
the
a lot of
costume, like they do that. They do that with the costume. Like this, you said it's a dream sequence, and it is, but he's dreaming of their full military uniforms. Like they're very ornate. The fighting style itself is over the top. Um, I mean, I agree. It's super immersive, but it's not just what he would think it should look like.
right, right. He's an Uber fan. Goes over. The main character goes over to a pawn shop, and you have a little interaction there with some other kids. It ultimately leads to a scuffle. I love the shop. I was totally immersed into this little, Chinese trinket shop, and it is fun. I wasn't too familiar with the kid, but he's actually got a pretty long resume of stuff. He's kind of a career journeyman actor who's done a lot of different things, but somehow it didn't click for me until I looked him up. I just loved the set piece, loved the way the set design was, loved seeing one of the dual roles for Jackie Chan. That was kind of fun. And yeah, I don't know that I cared too much for like their weird. I don't even remember his name, but it was bad. It was like cheesy, cheeky, street, thug type stuff. But
It was
we
it was like he saw Spider-Man 3 and thought the emo Peter Parker was just the coolest thing ever, and he decided to make that his personality.
Okay, emo Peter Parker meets like Rufio from like Hook or something. It's kind of how I feel. Like he's an amalgam of like some of the yeah.
Or
But you know what? It's fine.
My
maybe
first thought was, "Hey, West Side Story called. They want their costumes back." But that
Yeah.
was
or
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe he just also likes the Lost Boys.
He's a fan of the Lost Boys. He's pretending, yeah. So okay, maybe. And then I love the fact that there's just these other, you know, she was so bad at delivering her lines. This is her laughing when she's not supposed to laugh. Like there's supposed to be. It was a weird sequence before we got to like the actual assault element of the sequence. So yeah, I'm glad that they immortalized them with these photos and IMDb and stuff because I was like, wait, what? So, but I'm there. I'm having a good time with the journey, and I'm into the pawn shop where there's this magic. There's this crazy staff and a little backstory about the owner trying to get it back to the owner, and obviously that's going to be our MacGuffin to take us on a journey into this mystical world. So, loved it. Loved the setup. Loved how we got there. So. And then let's see, we ended up in the other world, right? He just kind of jumps off the roof with the staff, and next thing you know, he's in a completely different universe and running against crazy shenanigans.
That's not quite how it goes, because what happens is he basically gets chased onto a rooftop, and old Jackie Chan pushes the staff into his hands, and is like, "Take it. It's been here for 3 generations. My grandfather opened the shop, and the man who was supposed to come and pick it up never did. So now, so he's like, don't let it fall in anyone else's hands. It has to be you. You have to make sure it gets to its rightful owner." They get to the rooftop, and he's getting chased off, and the staff just starts pulling him back. It's like, uh-oh. As, he eventually falls off, and we get isekai without having to use truck-kun, as we would say in the anime community.
All right, yeah, I was enjoying the ride a little bit, and I was not particularly getting. It took a minute before they kind of spread out and explained a little bit the Jackie Chan character, the drunken master. And then that is actually the elixir and how his dynamic all works because he's super powerful, if you will, super skilled. And this kid is sort of in awe of everything. And I will say the best, my 2 favorite scenes is that one early in the movie. And then there's one where he and Jet Li are literally using the kid as a prop in the action sequence. They're slamming the kid into things and shooting him across the floor. And I was loving every minute of using the kid as the prop. I don't even know of another movie where that's actually like a big thing.
it's all
But
the
it was
while
awesome.
while the two of them are arguing over on how to train him. So it's
Uh-huh.
you have two masters trying to argue over how to train a student while they're both using him as a prop, where the one is trying to punch him, the other is trying to knock him away, only turn around and grab him anyway. And
We're like, not ready for Snake, maybe Crane. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, there was one point where it wasn't working, and Jackie Chan actually just starts using the kid's hands to block Jet Li, and I was I mean, I thought this was fantastic. I'm assuming there's been other opportunities for them to do something similar, but this one, oh, it warmed my heart. I was having such a great time with that part of it for sure.
well,
Lots of
well,
fun.
this character that Jackie Chan is playing, the drunken fist master, this is now, as to my knowledge anyway, the third time he's played this role, because he's done two previous drunken master movies before. So this is just
I feel like he's done it more than 3 times. I feel like that's something he's quite familiar with. Not just movies, like in other movies as well.
Yeah, this is
But
the
the
shot
using
right
the
there.
body, like using somebody else's body as a weapon, that's also a familiar, like, kind of kung fu move in a lot of Chinese dramas and things like that, where they'll just pick someone up and swing them around and use their feet, or it looks almost like a choreographed dance scene. It's not as comical usually, but yeah, there's a lot of this kind of stuff in Chinese dramas too, and it makes it hilarious because usually the other person is not aware that they're about to do something to someone.
Oh, the kid was amazing. I have to give him total credit. The idea of letting yourself go and trusting these other two actors and doing this. I mean, he was in some sort of like martial art, like boot camp, trying to learn. They filmed all these sequences near the end of production because he wasn't really a trained martial artist. So the fact that he could go with the flow and do all of this, and then of course, the third act, he kind of comes to fruition. But the fact that you could pull all that off is phenomenal. What a lot of trust you have to have with these two guys. It's crazy. It's awesome stuff.
Well, there's this really solid buildup with this character arc where we see him at the very start. He's this kid who's just obsessed with kung fu movies. Like, he's seen more of them than probably any one of us three, four combined. Like,
Hmm.
he's gone down. Like, oh, we might be talking about the flying guillotine. He's like, oh yeah, but I've seen the other seven, and you're like, there's
Hmm.
that many? Like, he's seen them all. He knows all this stuff. And so his head is just so full of all this knowledge of this, and he has to learn, let that all go. That was movies. That's not real kung fu.
Well, and he's seen them fight, so he knows their skill levels. So he knows kind of what to expect. And I think he also knows that they have respect for him, so they're not going to really hurt him, kind of sense. You
What's
know?
happened? I lost-
Oh.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh
Sorry.
dear.
Sorry. But you're absolutely right. I mean, the idea that it's in your head. I've told the story before, right? I had the friend who was like playing Guitar Hero with the other two boys, and the other two boys were already in like music. So out of the blue, he made a comment about I could actually play guitar, and the boys like stopped the game. Like, wait, what? That's not real life. Like, so I felt like this was a really fun element. Way ahead of its time. 2008 is a long time before where people were not getting lectured about real life and that kind of thing. So, yeah, great stuff. I wanted to touch on you guys. We talk about it a lot. The beautiful sets, but the costuming. I think SQUEEKA, you brought up briefly. Just I love the fact that they all are wearing some different colors and there's different elements that are in there with their costuming. Just so much attention to detail with that is part of what we love and what we feel like we've lost in so many ways, for sure.
Well,
Hey, Leia Rose. Nice to see you. Good to see you. Okay, go ahead, Argaster.
also, it's also like with some of the creative ways they use the costumes with the way they fight. Like, Jet Li's character is constantly like, because he's got these big, long, like loose fitting robes. He's got to swirl them around his arm to tighten them up, or he'll take advantage of that and use that in how he fights. There's some
Yep.
interesting use of the costuming into the choreography itself.
Well, and I feel like
Yeah, I
the
thought that was really,
Pharaoh does the same
really
thing.
integral, especially in the last half of the movie, for sure. Really good. So already some love for Stooge Foo. You know, hey, listen, you know, Stooge Foods there. Yeah, gotta go there. All right, let's see.
I love the
Yeah,
witch.
just everything. The witch.
Yeah. Speaking of using costumes.
Yeah. Let me find her.
Squeak, be honest. How many times have you thought about using a hairpin like that?
I have.
I knew it.
I have. I have some that are throwing ones, yeah.
It's a contingency weapon.
You bet. You never know when you're going to have to defend a staff, you know. You're going to encounter the drunken master himself. And then you just need a hairpin at the right moment.
I thought she was great. I love the elegant details of her dress and the robes and just everything about it. I thought was beautiful, really brilliant, and definitely a film I would not, because it feels like it's supposed to be for families and kids and it's an action movie first, but with all of this attention to detail and all of that, I think what makes you kind of let go and you kind of get sucked right into the world building that we talk a lot about, for sure. Let's see. Click back to the other screen.
And like, oh, the way she uses her hair as her weapon. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Experience the pain.
Have you?
He suffered for this role.
He took a lot, man. A lot of beating. Yeah.
But I do like that character of the white-haired witch. It's one that I have been wanting to look into a little bit of, try to learn more about. Like, what is it in Chinese mythology that has made this an archetype? Because it's something I've seen in other films before. That I want to find out, like, where that comes from.
Well, in some of them, that's the trade-off for power is your hair is white. Like usually, like it's kind of like Gandalf the White in Lord of the Rings. He comes back and he's in all white hair and things like that. In like a lot of the immortals and things will have white hair, especially the males. It's kind of their trade-off for power. Like you know they're powerful because their hair is absolutely white. So that's one theme that I know of. I don't know if there's one in particular for this or this storyline, but for sure that you see that a lot of Chinese dramas where, unless it's like a specific type of people, like a Chinese drama about people in the ice realm and they all have white hair. For the most part, the supreme immortals are the white-haired individuals, or like someone that's or on Earth having trials or tribulations will present normally. Then they gain their immortality hood or their martial arts core, so to speak. Usually it's some kind of magical sense, and their hair turns white. So usually it just means either really old or, hey, I have a lot of magic. And that may be why the Monkey King is super blonde too.
I always thought it was more about wisdom and aging, stuff like that. So it's interesting to think about some of the other dynamics that it could mean, for sure.
No, in a lot of Chinese dramas, even the younger ones have white hair.
Right, yeah. Ironcaster, before I click over to what you're showing there, I want to click to that. I did see in trivia that by the time they filmed some of the scenes, these plants didn't have flowers, so they actually had to glue fake flowers on some of the plants and to keep with the original sets of what they had. I mean, I thought that was crazy. So, yeah, in the trivia, there's different. It's like, what on earth? That's crazy. But that level of detail, made me laugh, made me smile. All right, Caster. There we go.
Of course, here we gotta stop and appreciate our big villain here.
Lots of eyeshadow.
Mm-hmm.
I was
I feel
admiring
like he's
lots
a common actor, though.
The Jade Emperor, all drabbed in gold.
Is he a common actor? Has he been in other stuff? I'm not up to speed on.
Oh, I was looking him up. He's been in quite a bit of stuff. Like I think, shit, yeah, he was. What was he in? I know he's been a busy actor.
Okay. I didn't know him from anything. I didn't really have a good frame of reference.
Colin Chow, he was in The Matrix.
I just feel like
okay.
I've seen him before.
Okay, he's done a lot of Chinese cinema.
Well, it
of
may
course,
be
yeah,
from another
makes sense.
drama or movie that I've seen, and some of them too, like some of the side characters. I know for a fact I've seen versions of them as older immortals or individuals in some of the Chinese dramas. I know I've seen their faces.
Okay.
Yeah, because even as recent as like the last couple of years, he's had like 2, 3, 4 films coming out a year. Like he's a busy actor.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just I've seen him in a drama somewhere.
Yeah, he's the Asian guy. All right, I get it.
Not
Listen
like
to
that,
the
but
guy in
okay.
charge of in the key. Yeah, he's in both of those. So yeah, interesting. But no, I liked him a lot. I would say there was a kind of a noticeable amount of eyeshadow and such. That was kind of funny. Made me kind of laugh a little bit. Yeah, but no, it's great. Good stuff. He was good. It was like it was kind of a nice slow build for being kind of a creepy antagonist and doing weird things. It's like he had this great conflict with the Monkey King, and then it was as this was progressing. It's been 500 years, so therefore he's very apathetic that anything's going to change. He doesn't believe anything's going to change in his world. So he's got a woman, and like, oh, by the way, there's this seeker. The prophecy's going to be fulfilled. And he's got this little banter about it and dismissive. And then when fisticuffs get thrown, he does all right for himself. So yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
And I liked the scene too. I know we've already passed it, but I liked the scene where he's talking about where the Monkey King appeared and the warlord fought him. The little reminiscing scene he did, and they're all at the party with the whole with the drink of immortality. I love that whole costume set and the little immortal party that they had. It was just like a big show off of all of their costumings.
Yeah, I love the costumes. Details, helmets are different too. That's the other thing too. It's like it wasn't they just made 30 of one kind. Some of them have different details on some of their armor and helmets and stuff too. So yeah,
And
a
those
lot of
denote
love.
class. And like the ones in the background where they've got the black like mesh looking helmets, those are actually statesmen. Those are kind of like the people that the emperors would report to or tell them the state of affairs, or that might be in charge kind of some of the armies, but they're not true commanders. And the detail on their armor also depicts like what rank they have.
Just using the cheap magic is going to throw like 30 weapons at the Monkey King just because
Yes.
he's getting sick of his antics. Like I'm
I
gonna
love
whoop
the
some.
antics.
It's like I'm gonna whoop your monkey ass if it's the last thing I do.
I love the antics. I love the just everything about this movie gives me what I want. Shenanigans afoot everywhere. Crazy weapons, crazy jumps. Jackie Chan, Jet Li. We just keep flipping back and forth with craziness multiple times throughout the movie for sure. So
We're gonna be bouncing
let's go back around to chat.
We're gonna bounce
Go ahead.
we're gonna bounce the little shaker cup with the magic elixir of immortality off of like children's heads and their butts and all just to get it to Jackie Chan.
I love that
That's
scene
great.
where he catches it with a little apron and throws it. Like it's like soccer, y'all.
Yeah, that was
Shouted
super
Saka.
funny. We were talking white hair, so of course our resident polar bear had to chime in and said, "Hey, mega polar power." That's true, man. That's very, very true. So yeah, awesome.
Do you have a picture of the little scene where they're all the immortals are eating and drinking? I know that was far back.
Oh yeah, I can easily pull that up. Give me 2 seconds.
1, 2. I just think it's really pretty.
Oh, it is, and because a lot of this is ultimately ties into a lot of that the myth, the religion, a lot of that stuff gets held sacred. That in a lot of cases these are named deities, named characters that have significance. In fact, Jackie Chan's character as well was an actual historical figure himself.
Yeah. Well, and what I like too is it's a fun movie because there's not too much history and flamboyancy like this. There's not too much plot. There's not too much of the boy meets girl. It's so well woven together. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna fight all the time. There's a good fight scene, and then there's a little plot, and then there's a little bit of the boy and the girl. It's just, I feel like it's so beautifully put together that you don't feel like you're getting too much of one thing or the other.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. That's definitely one of the big positives about this film, similar to Journey to the West, was it's hitting all of the different things that we want. It's not like it's too much of any one thing. You get a lot of the mythology and the world building. You get some of the fun and the action sequences. You get a little bit of like romance and heart. You also get the bonding, and then you have like the whole character development. What actually is the story behind this silent monk? What is the issue with Jackie Chan's character? And when it twists and turns, we find out more about it. And how does that reshape itself? So movies like this are really very underrated for what it's bringing to the table, for sure.
And I feel it does a great job with the callbacks too.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I would say it because it does seem kind of like so cheeky and silly early in the movie with this, like. So when it gets to the end of the movie and it's not going to be, I didn't know how cheeky or silly it would get, because I didn't know. In reality, they didn't play it that way at all. They played it like he's just a powerful being who's there to kick some butt, take names, and get some revenge on the dude that's kind of had him locked in stone for 500 years. There wasn't a bunch of weird giggling and goofiness or anything like that. It wasn't played by at all. It was played very good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the Monkey King himself is played up to that extent, but you also have Jet Li, who's playing both simultaneously the silent monk and the Monkey King, and he's able to kind of lean in and do both. Where we get the holds the ha-has out of the Monkey King is he's having a blast the whole time, even when he's like down to his last bit there, where at the start of the movie he's being turned to stone. He's sent his staff away because he's still gonna get the last laugh in the end.
Yeah.
Well, and they do a good job. It's not like Journey to the West, where I felt like there was a lot more comedy in that. With the Monkey King, even they do a good job of showing his personality, where he is a trickster, he is funny, he is curious, but he has his serious moments too. You see why he is the king, rather than just some mischievous spirit.
Yeah, Jet Li does a really good job because he's very subdued. He doesn't really, there's not a lot that overpowers the scenes or anything. Like, he's very giving in this movie, sharing a lot of screen time and moments and stuff. It really is a tribute to what a great performer he is. He really knew what he needed to bring to this project and not overshadow everyone else. Because the kid could have easily become like an irritating tag-along type character, and it was just never like that at all. I don't know about anyone else, but I was rooting for the kid. I really, really felt like, oh man, I really kind of like that Karate Kid thing, like when he's going to get his chance. I'm like, oh, I really want him to kind of come through. I don't know how it's going to work, but it also wasn't like super cheesy and the magic would fall from the sky and now he just knows how to do everything. He was blood, sweat, and tears. There were crazy scenes in training. And yeah, I just really liked all of it. Thought it was good.
Well, and also, no, it really feels like a movie where no one went into it with an ego to make demands like, I have to be the one to get this big epic battle. Like, could you imagine how different this movie would have been if, say, I don't know, if Jackie Chan, for example, had made a demand going into it that he wanted to be the big hero at the end, to get this, be the hero and kill and beat the big bad guy, and kind of undermines sort of our main character's story. He's here to be one of the two big action stars of it, and neither one of them really overwhelms in too bad a way. they're both able to shine. They're both able to have their moments in the spotlight where you want to see them just go toe to toe. We get that. We get to see a couple bouts of them kind of fighting, either at the temple or when they're by the riverside and using the kid as their proxy. We get to see Jackie Chan and the kid holding the staff together, fighting the bad guys together, as the kid is this kind of like wary, like, whoa, as he's learning all about this.
It's the first time they star together, and I think the one thing that they both said, I kind of saw, I was looking up a few little, because you can just put in shorts, folks, put in some shorts, Forbidden Kingdom trivia, and you put it, watch some shorts. And they were talking a lot about, or at least I found some videos on, because they were learning choreography together, and they're such professionals at doing it, and they're both such, the OCD is off the chain, that they loved working together because they wouldn't have to go through so many takes. They wouldn't have so much, investment of time and waste of time and all of that, because with stunt people and whatever, they forget the move, people get hurt. It's just, I don't know. Knowing that it's a backstory, it kind of fed, or at least it fed off of and lent to this thing about they really had a good working relationship, and that definitely comes across in the final product, because you feel like everything, as far as chemistry goes, was legit for sure.
And this is the only movie they've done together. They've both played like some of the same character types and same kung fu master types, but this is the first one that they've done together, if the only one, I believe.
And really, I can't think of a better pairing to put together than this. These two work so well together, for both being sort of these absolute masters of doing these kung fu movies, especially for the time. It would be exciting to hear, like, oh, there's a new Jackie Chan movie coming out. There's a new Jet Li movie. I want to go see what hijinks Jackie Chan's going to get into, and he gets those here. I want to see Jet Li be this absolute kung fu master. We get that.
Yeah, it was really, really good stuff. I was, again, my first time experience was very positive. I was really having a very good time. I definitely wanted to give some love. I love the female actresses. They're elegant, both beautiful. There's only the one weird line that didn't age well about, men are such liars, like the witchy lady. There's just this one line felt like, modern entertainment, but that wasn't. It was like such an afterthought in the grand scheme of her being the witch and what she's doing. And then actually seeing Jackie Chan actually punch her, fight her, and kick her was refreshing, because Hollywood doesn't want to do that anymore. It was such a great feeling seeing strong, powerful female performers bringing strong female characters to life in a great and entertaining way. Like, I loved it. This is a very underrated movie. Really is.
Well,
very
I
underrated
think
movie.
the line about men are liars, I think that's just a setup to be the counterpoint to the romance piece of the movie.
Yeah.
Because she also when she encounters a girl, she goes back into the same thing where she's like, oh, he's just going to leave you or hurt you. And, I feel like that's her pour into the, just the, I've got to be the counterpoint to the romance that they have.
Look at his face. He's just, poor kid. He is so in deep. He is so in deep in this movie. Like, what have I gotten myself into?
I've been walking for a week with these kung fu masters and kind of learned to fight. She's doing this all her life.
Yeah. Such cool, fun work watching the two of them together. This was just a blast.
The entire time, neither one gets a single upper hand in getting the staff in this entire fight.
Oh, this sequence was amazing. And then I don't know. There was just so many things they do that I always have fun. It did not disappoint. Say it again, please.
Praying mantis, good for catching bugs.
Yeah.
Where they call out the styles. I feel like that's a common theme in Jackie Chan's movies, is he calls out the styles like that. But it's still kind of cool to see.
All right, so hot take. Is it Kung Fu Panda really ripped off this movie? Is that a fair assessment? Because I feel like Kung Fu Panda pretty much ripped off the element here. Don't know when the first Kung Fu Panda movie was. I know it was a kids movie and whatever, but I feel like the only difference is they have to have this master. I mean, it's filmed around the same. It's made around the same time, so I don't think it legitimately stole it. But I feel like, it's pretty much the same thing in essence. And then, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't it's not totally aligned, but I felt like I have a significantly less impression for the Kung Fu Panda series for kids, even though it's for kids, right? I get it, but I felt like, oh man, this movie's for kids. I don't think is there anything inappropriate in this movie? I'm trying to think about what. I mean, other than martial arts violence, but Jackie Chan stuff, so it's usually pretty clean. Yeah.
Well, as it turns out, both of them came out the same year, but I think it was just more. There was just something in the zeitgeist at the time that kind of kung fu movies had made a little bit of a comeback in the mid to late 2000s, because we're still kind of riding off of the Matrix high at this point. And I mean, 2008, we're talking Iron Man had just hit this same year, so we hadn't made a full switch into the big superheroes are now the big thing that are going to completely dominate every summer.
Well, this is still in the wake of Kraken, Hero, right? And then, of course, they talk about Journey to the West. So all of that Kung Fu Hustle, they're talking about all of this stuff in this grand scheme of things. And obviously all the Jackie Chan movies and all the Jet Li movies. And so, yeah, I just thought it was interesting because I came away. I've always had kind of a fondness. I've been down this rabbit hole. I've done a couple videos, but I feel like I should do more videos trying to show some love for some of these cartoon franchises that kids do keep going back to, and they are actually pretty good. And this one kind of made me take a step back a little bit about Kung Fu Panda, because I always thought it was actually pretty good. Thought it was a pretty original idea. Thought it was kind of a fun way to get kids into it, whatever. And now I watch this, I was like, oh wow, yeah, wonder who the script, So, but that's all right. It's all right.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Kung Fu Panda, so I can't.
It's just a cutesy,
I mean, I know of it, but I've not seen the movies.
My biggest shock to date, so Ironcaster, my biggest shock to date is to find out the screenwriter for this is a screenwriter behind the Young Guns movies. I was like, oh, okay, I did not put that together at all. He comes from like the Westerns and that side of things. So for me, I was really kind of shocked that Fusco is the writer. Like, I did not see that coming. But he's big into martial arts. Like Jet Li and he just really hit it off, really get along. So, yeah, that's he's a long resume of a lot of Western type movies as well, and martial arts is mixed in. So go with what you know, John Fusco. Go with what you know.
Well, I think the last couple months here on the show, we've kind of shown just how well these two ideas kind of cross over and blend into one another. And so it's really kind of no surprise to see that people who are doing Westerns are also kind of doing some of these martial arts films.
A lot of parallels there. Sure. SQUEEKA's enjoying it. We've got her with Westerns and samurai on a regular diet right now. I don't know what's happening over here. I don't even know what was coincidence and what was planned. So, yeah.
We're just going to call her Little Miss Gun Fu.
Little Miss Gung Fu. We really should mix in like a hardcore like Chow Yun Fat movie or something like that. We should just mix in something that's just like not a good movie, but just total fun gung fu type stuff. Just total crazy. Yeah, that's what we should do. We should try to find something like that. I know who that is. Maybe we'll do that as a palate cleanser after our Sandler summer nonsense. That's gonna push me to the edge of my tolerance. We'll see.
That guy. Oh, he's handsome.
We'll dig deep into the troves of the Shaw Brothers or something.
I was thinking more silly. Like I was thinking more like Replacement Killers or something. So
Any of these.
Yeah, something like that. Something that's almost like cheesy, But more love for the set design. I mean, I was down the rabbit hole. I actually paused and rewound so I could look at the Bruce Lee posters and the movie references, the Shaw Brothers, what's on TV. Just oh yeah. I was down that rabbit hole for sure. This kid is
that, and
you're
also
right about that though. He's the uber nerd for martial arts. I don't know anybody that was that that uber at that. I don't. I don't. I do a ton of Bruce Lee fans, a ton of martial arts fans. Some people were really down it. Obviously, the martial arts theater thing was on every Saturday, so many of us were watching those. But man, this dude was way further down that rabbit hole for his age than any of us were. Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, we know those guys. They're on YouTube now. Like we talked to Loki or we talked to Snowdub, T-shirt historian. Like those are that. This is that kid. He's got a Dreamcast.
He does have a Dreamcast. I guess it's a good point there. So
The best gaming system, hands down. Just
it was so easy to pirate too. You just get a bunch of blank CDRs.
Man, Shaw Brother movies. Oh, it takes me back. Man, so good. So much fun. So yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the kid. Like I was having a good time. I felt like never ending story, and the kid's sucked into the adventure and you don't even know what's real or what's not real, and just a young actor who's kind of in over his head with these other great martial art actors and stuff. So anyway, I was having a fun time with all that.
Well, the thing is, this could have very well been like the role in the movie that made the entire thing unwatchable. If this was a bad actor in this role, we would have been having to sit through every scene with him. You would have just you would have hated every time he's in there getting to be this big hero, and he pulls it off in the end ultimately.
He had been around a while, so he'd done a lot of work. So I don't want to paint it like he's a new guy. Like I said, he's got a long list of stuff. It's usually like when he was the kid actor, he was like the kid version of like the main character, right? So if you go back to like, Seabiscuit or something, he was in what was the other one I had written down? Almost Famous. He's just the other kid in those kinds of things. So he's like the young version.
He was the kid in Sky High.
Yeah. So he's just that kid. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He's been around Hollywood for a long time before he got this role, and actually he's kind of stayed going. He kept going. Had to get other gigs. So what I was shocked by, he's still working. Like he was in Oppenheimer and he was in some other. There's a big popular TV show. I forget which one. I saw it listed and went, oh wow, he's got a main gig over on what network is like there's. Come on now, where my brain broke. Anyway, so yeah, dude's doing all right for himself.
He was almost Anakin Skywalker.
That's true. He was in the final running for Anakin Skywalker to be Darth Vader. How much of that your life would have changed then, dude? Wow.
How does he feel about sand?
obviously fine. He went through a desert. I mean, I did giggle a lot at the scene in the desert where he's wanting rain.
I didn't even see that coming. They did a good job with me. They caught me off guard.
Oh, did they?
So, yeah.
You make a mockery of Buddha.
In hindsight, I should have seen the gag coming. Didn't. It got me. I laughed out loud. Got me. I want to say something else too. We don't talk about this much. Their promotional posters and stuff, they're magnificent. If you're an Uber fan out there, I bet you can find some of these cheap. They have magnificent promotional posters. These are epic. This is nuts how good these were.
These are some fantastic publicity shots. And especially because this is, I feel like, almost a peak of Hollywood. This is like the same year the same year Iron Man came out, so the MCU hadn't taken over as this giant like media juggernaut that completely reshapes Hollywood.
Yeah, good point.
There you go.
This scene made me laugh. So crazy.
Pray for rain. You don't get to complain about the lemony taste.
The lemony taste, dear Lord Ironcaster.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh, that was as unexpected as the gag was. Like, I never thought I'd hear that.
And the thing is, it's got a good build up because you're seeing him go through all this effort where he's gonna go and try to make the talisman and try to pray for rain and prove that he's not just all talk. and you see him going through the struggle where he's like trying to pull out his ink to go ahead and write down the prayers, but all his ink is dry, so he's got to come up with a little bit of saliva just to be able to do so. You see him like take this dry brush that looks like it's gonna be awful, as he knows he has to like moisten it with his saliva and has to. Ugh.
Yeah.
Also, he can get this done. All to have this big build-up gag of they just pissed on Jackie Chan.
Yeah, man, that's funny, man. Jet Li can use this forever now, man. Jet Li can use this forever. I got to be on Jackie Chan.
We always talk about like, oh, who's the best in Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris, and it's like, yeah, but Jet Li.
I got to pee on Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Okay. Just saying, I got to pee on Jackie Chan. Yeah.
You know that one movie we did together? Guess who got to pee on who? Like.
Yeah, who was the main actor? I got to pee on you, so I get to be on top. Yeah.
I see your praying mantis, and I meet you with my peeing mantis.
Oh boy.
Praying
Back on a serious note, I just want to say how refreshing it was to have a tragic ending for a character, like having something happen, and it's like everything feels so storybook now, and it always feels like we don't have stakes. It always feels like there's no gravity for the characters, and I have to be honest, didn't see it coming. I actually didn't think she'd be dead. I actually felt like, oh man, there's going to be some crazy mystical resurrection thing, and this is what they're going to do over here, what they're going to do over there. It's like, nope, they're not at all. And it's going to mean something, and it lent to the big moment at the end of the movie, and I loved it, man. This movie was really, really good. I had a good time.
Well, that's one of the big issues with American cinema is everything gets everything gets these little testing groups and run through like test after test just to see what's gonna react better to the audience. Where it's like, surprise, surprise, the audiences are always gonna love. They have the happy ending because they want to feel good at the end, and it's like that's not. Yeah, it's gonna be a short term feel good, but it won't always have the same emotional weight, and that's where Asian cinema has such strength. I mean, with some of the other movies we've hit on and looked at, I mean, would Seven Samurai be the same if none of the samurai died? Would Shin Kamen Rider have been as good if we didn't have the female love interest pass away?
Would Rodney Dangerfield been as funny in Back to the Scooter if he didn't Back to School if it didn't come at the cost of Johnny being kicked off the dive team? These are the questions that we ask here on Talk Hard. Very important. I like it. Being kicked in the daddy bags. What's it feel like the next day?
Well,
That's
I
what we
feel
all
like
wanna
he
know.
still gets his kind of happy. I mean, he meets the girl who works at the Golden Sparrow at the end.
Well,
Oh no! I think
it's the same actress.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it all goes full circle. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, really good time. I couldn't think of anything that I had. This is tricky because I'm going to. I don't know exactly how to score it because I don't have a major criticism, but I also don't feel like it was a great film. I just don't feel like it was just a nice, fun adventure film full of all of the meat and potatoes to make the movie good. I don't think it did anything daring or risky or anything that makes it great. And I think the rewatchability is there. Like, I'm looking forward to rewatching it again. I'm shocked it was on Tubi for free. I'm really good. That's good. It's been on Tubi for a long time. We brought this up, months ago, and it was on Tubi then. So I'm assuming it's kind of a regular staple out there. So that's good to know. I can kind of pick this up at some point during the rest of the year and give it another go and see how I feel about it then. So, yeah. SQUEEKA, have you seen this before?
No. No, I've heard of it, and I feel like I've seen pieces of it, and maybe it was just the previews because it did come out in 2008. But no, I had not seen this.
Gotcha.
Before. But I'm going to watch it again. It's probably in my top 20. Like I liked it. I feel like it did have a good mix of not just straight kung fu and silly sappy plot, but again, I mean, I watch Chinese dramas, and for someone who watches them, it is it's on point with them. Like you've got the costumes, you've got the effects, you've got the plot,
Hmm.
and it does a nice job of wrapping itself up, but it's not necessarily a cult classic kind of movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like I said, it didn't do anything. I mean, I think their fight scene where they're using the kid and them just seeing them fight each other are kind of like the two things that set it apart radically from other stuff. But I don't think there's anything here to elevate it. And definitely, because Journey to the West is full of like so many memorable gags and a cheekiness that's so funny. And then, of course, like Kung Fu Hustle is even yet another layer of that. So this is sadly kind of sits in this other place where I don't know exactly how to fully evaluate it. And again, I haven't had a lot of time. I just kind of finished this up, so I don't feel like I've had a ton of time to kind of chew on this one either. I don't know.
Well,
Chat, you guys have been quiet. What's chat
I
think? You guys
I feel
help
what
me
it
out here.
does offer is it is taking these two kung fu masters, and like I said, they both played the part. Like the guy who's kind of the drunken master, I don't remember what they said his name was, but this particular character they've both played in both the drunken master and, oh, what was the Jet Li one? Oh, I can't remember the name of the Jet Li
The one,
movie. Pardon?
the one.
I don't know if that's the one he played this guy in. It's a very specific movie, but I can't remember the name of it. I'd have to Google it again. But I think it was more what it brings to the table is it is just that. It is a kung fu movie that puts Jet Li and Jackie Chan together, and that was its whole premise. Is we're going to explore the Monkey King lore again with these two characters, and because I think that's what people wanted at the time. Because Jet Li was big, Jackie Chan was big, and people were like, "How have they never done a movie together?" And now we have this one.
Yeah, largely I agree. This is a movie that's just selling you just on nothing more than we have two great martial arts, movie actors getting together on screen. We're gonna have them fight. It it does exactly what it tells you on the tin. You get to watch Jackie Chan. You get to watch Jet Li. You get to watch them both have some kung fu action. We're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna play with a little bit of Chinese mythology. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're gonna have a good time, and this movie was a success in that. But I do agree. I feel like there's just something a little missing that would really make this thing jump over the top. I'd say maybe the final fight wasn't quite as good. If I had to be critical, I can't quite put my finger on it, but maybe it's just because there were just so many elements going on at the same time that I really wanted to stop and focus on just one fight. So for that, I would say maybe
Yeah.
I would say it's ultimately probably a 4 out of 5. It's
I
good. You're gonna
agree.
enjoy it. Watch it on a lazy Sunday, or if you're feeling sick, throw this on. You'll feel better.
Well, I feel like there's no clear winner. Like we're shown all of their skills, and then it comes down to like the Monkey King comes back, which I know was his purpose, but it's like I think a part of you wants Jackie Chan or Jet Li or somebody, like you want one of them to win, and it's not really them. At least that's the
Well,
way I felt. I was like, oh, I mean, I know it was the boys' job to put the staff back and the Monkey King to come back, but I still wanted one of them to be the winner,
Yeah,
I
you bring up
guess.
a very good point. A really good point because how the third act plays out. The Silent Monk is a clone of the Monkey King, so technically, you know what I mean. It's like it's not as we as the audience was going on the journey. We were attached to the Silent Monk version, not the Monkey King version. So when they switch, our emotional connection isn't there as much. And then Jackie Chan is left dealing with the witch, and then we have the situation with the boy, and how that kind of coming of age and saving the day. So yeah, I really do think that's probably one of my Maybe that is what's holding me back from, because it really is. Most of my favorite parts are in the first 2/3 of the movie. Like I said, the other two fight scenes, I don't care about the fight scene at the end. And I think that may be why. Maybe it is the disconnect from all the. There's too many things happening, and each piece is not what I wanted to see. I actually thought it was going to be Jet Li and Jackie Chan together taking on this thing, and then the kid would find a way to be relevant, and that's what would happen. And yeah, nothing was how I expected. I will say that. They definitely caught me. It wasn't predictable. So, yeah.
You know, I think you might be right there, because that might be the missing element, because we saw them fight each other, we saw them fighting over training, but we never got a chance to see the two of them finally teaming up to fight the bad guy, because I think that would have been the moment where it would have really set in. Because if we could have seen them having that big fight, maybe even toss in the staff for a little bit of the hijinks, you could have Jackie Chan trying to do a little bit of his Buster Keaton shtick, while you have Jet Li being the combat guy he is.
The more technical expert, right?
Yes.
Or even some of the together kind of kung fu that they did, like where they fought with the boy, grab an opponent and swing it, like some of that kind of choreographed kung fu, where you've got this third willing participant, and you just kind of, I feel like they just dropped them off and separated them, and it's like, oh,
right.
I wanted more.
Yeah, normally in a movie, the second act, they would split them up and then bring them back together in the third act. And instead they had them together. And then in the third act, they kind of split them off into their own individual battles. And they all matter. And I'm not totally criticizing. So I guess I was trying to figure out how I could explain, because I'm scoring the movie a lot lower than you guys. I'm leaning more like 3 out of 5, but with a strong rewatchability. But until I rewatch it, I don't know how to adjust or how much to adjust. And I feel like this conversation is really helping me put my finger on why it didn't resonate more with me. And I think it's because of this third act battle situation that we're discussing, because it breaks the formula, which was cool because I didn't see any of this coming. But Jackie Chan's final battle is against like the witch, really, right? Like that's, him dangling with his upside down, and okay, that was cool. But that wasn't like, his other stuff was way more epic than that. The stuff with the kid was fine, and the girl, good to have stakes. But like you said, SQUEEKA, I think that was a really good point. Jet Li isn't the Jet Li that we're attached to. So when he fights as the Monkey King, I don't care as much. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but that's the best way I think we've come around it, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. DJ Ryan G just says, That's kind of how I feel. I'm literally chewing on this movie a little bit in my head, trying to replay a little bit of my reaction. Because I would say 2/3 of the way, I still feel pretty strong. I would definitely go 3.5. But I think at the end, I kind of feel like it. I don't know what. Again, I'm trying to put my finger on it.
Fast, like it comes on too fast for me. Like I was like, oh, you developed this really good story, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna have this big fight. Which yes, I knew we were supposed to have a big fight, but just the way it was thrown together, yeah.
Just another Friday. I need to clip the Tuesday line. I need to clip that for sure.
I'm kind of coming down on it. Like I enjoy it. It's definitely watchable. And I'd say probably respectable 3 stars.
I don't want to change your scores.
My score was I was with you. Like I like the movie. It is rewatchable, and it's in my top 20 for sure, because I just like kung fu movies, and I like the costume and the set design. So I might push it to 3.5, but that's because it's in my niche. You know what I mean? Like it's part of the things I like. But on a general scale, no, it's going to be a 3. Because that, like I said, that 0.5 is just my own kind of thing.
Right, and I get that. And that and the rewatchability, right? Because I think it's a solid 3. And then I think that so if I was doing my professional reviews, I would have this thing where I would do my review and I'd have my score. And then under my score, I would give a caveat, for lack of a better term. And I would say, like, this would be a 3 out of 5. And then I would say, if you really love, is it wuxia? Is that how you say the term? IRONCASTER, am I saying that right? Wuxia?
Yeah, I would say wuxia.
The wuxia movies, martial art, kung fu movies, or you're a big fan of Jackie Chan, Jet Li, add at least a half a star or a star. If you are looking for a groundbreaking thing or something really cool, you might be a little bit disappointed, but for the most part, it's a fun time. It's safe for kids. That'd be my caveat review. So that's kind of saying until I rewatch it, I don't know how to move my meter, because I literally just watched this today. I'd started it, had to stop, started it, had to stop again. So I didn't really go through the entire movie from start to finish until today. And the third act, I think, and Squeaky, you really summed it up for me, because I think that was really a key thing, that I didn't get to see the two heroes that I bonded to battle the big bad. It was outsourced to the Monkey King, the different version of Jet Li, true, but that's not the characters that I've been on this journey with. And I think that movie suffers a little bit from that for sure. Yeah.
I think what it is because we went on that journey with that character, we didn't get a chance to have that big emotional event when we saw him die.
Yeah, because he doesn't really die. He just reverts back to being the piece of the clone of the Monkey King. And it was never like an emotional death. It was just like, oh, by the way, here's the staff. I did my job. I did my job, boss. I finally did my job. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was good. It was again. Three used to be go see the movie. Back in the day when we had reviews and they were in the newspaper, a 3 was the standard of you should go see the movie, and then you had to move it up or down a little bit based on the quality factor. And things that got to like 4 were like, oh, these are really great films, possibly like things that people will consider for awards, whatever. And the 5s is like the 9 and the 10 is like the scale where things are like, that's the elite class of movies that people will be talking about for years, like Seven Samurai. Like Seven Samurai is in this category. It's in an elite category. Every time I think about that movie, I'm going to watch it again here soon. I always think to myself, I don't include it in my conversations and my thoughts with things like Jaws or Back to the Future and Alien. There's certain movies that to me are these almost they're perfection. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to criticize. I don't know what the argument is that they're not perfect. Seven Samurai is like that. So that's why the scale to me is. I'm a tough critic. So, Beard's comedy. Let's come over here. Beard says, I remember the advertising trailers for this movie being interesting, but it never sold me on the movie. Well, you should give it a go. Beard. Beard said I never saw it. So, hopefully, it's a chance for you to watch it and give it a chance. Tell us what you think. It's a fun time, Beard. If you like that kind of movie, you're into this kind of stuff, I think you have a good time. So, yeah. And shame on you. I know this lady that might make you watch it.
What? Is it IRONCASTER?
No, I said lady.
Oh, I'm no
with
lady
a beard
either.
like that, he is no carny. So, it's a good pick though. I'm glad we squeezed it in. I'm glad we had a chance to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep throwing some movies out, and now what I have to do I gotta throw out enough good movies that you're not gonna quite see it coming when I throw in that little curveball.
Oh no.
No. I want everybody to know that he's going to get us to watch. Loki's not even going to be here, so I didn't have to subject Loki to this. But we're going to watch this Kung Fury 30-minute fan type film thing, whatever this thing is, right? Okay. It cleans the palate. Like he doesn't get to squeak in another one like 3 weeks later. No, it's like IRONCASTER gets to go to the corner for a minute. We're back in the normal routine again. You got your Kung Fury. Don't get greedy. We'll see how the summer goes because you definitely are. We're giving you a leeway with this whole Sandler summer thing. And every time I think,
And
by
he
the way,
had Street Fighter. I mean, come on.
oh,
Isn't he still in the corner for that? Wait, who let it out?
he is a little bit, and the only thing that saves it is those 2 or 3 sound bites. And I'm literally writing down that I got to get that Tuesday quote. Because if it wasn't for the Tuesday quote, which I totally would have forgotten about, I'm going to try to add that to our intro. And then there's one other line about not having balls, which made me laugh out loud. If it wasn't for at least 2 or 3 things in Raw Julia, Street Fighter, it would have been held over his head because he's responsible for tormenting me. I don't know how he convinced Loki to gang up on me and maybe watch Highlander 2 again because Renegade. Don't ever lie to you, Squeeka. They are bad. There's only one Highlander movie. There's one Highlander movie. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them lie to you.
Oh no, I pay
It's that
I
bad.
pay attention.
It is
I will watch the first one someday, and that's it. I was told,
next
but it's like
year. I think
Aliens.
it's. Oh, we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about scary and horror movies with you because I know we've talked about some of that, so we'll have to figure that out when we get there. But you're gonna like Alien, and you're going to love Highlander. But Highlander, I think, is
I
next
watched
year 'cause it's
Alien.
the
I liked
anniversary.
Alien.
So no, you watched Aliens, didn't you?
No, I
you said
watched
you
the first and second.
Okay, there's only two that we need to have you watch.
That's
I mean,
yeah.
it's not
That's
worth.
it. That's all I was told to watch. Was just.
Yeah, I mean, we could discuss some of the other things, and sure, I like 3 more than most people, but no, I'm not going to recommend those. So you have too many other good things to watch. Yeah, too many good things to watch. So, what a fun week. It's been a fun week. I've been super swamped trying to keep up with everything. What do you mean pretty? Hold on. Stop the show.
Oh no!
What is this? What is this pretty good nonsense? I mean, I know he's younger than me, so I get the fact that it didn't resonate quite as well at the moment. Just the music alone, brother. I'm sorry. And the villain, oh, he's such a great villain. Oh my gosh, he's a great villain. Oh my gosh. All right.
The Kurgan.
Kurgan is freaking great, man. Better to burn out than fade away. Undead Ramen. Great to see you, man. Great to see you.
And as far as scary movies go,
I think I always say man, and it's not. It's lady. But I don't mean anything by that. I just say it as a generality. Sorry about that. So go ahead.
I'll make Beard watch them with me, and if I can't handle it, I'll just be like, I'll just let you know. But I mean,
Highlander will be next year because that's the anniversary year. I think
Yeah.
I wrote it on the list.
no, I meant for the scary movies.
I don't think I have I put this. I think I put one on there that's more like unnerving. So when we get to Black Christmas, it's sort of the slasher movies before slasher movies because it's actually like highbrow and classy. So it's unnerving and creepy. It's not like gross and over the top. And I don't know. That's the one right now that's on our radar screen that I worry about a little bit because it's kind of unnerving. You know what I mean? But yeah. Hopefully you guys are doing well in chat. See you guys there. Yeah, I know we're gonna have to gang up on Beard over this Highlander nonsense. I'm making a note about Highlander. Maybe we'll have him here when he watches Highlander, so we can talk to him about this.
Well,
He'll be with us for Turtles in a couple weeks.
Pops, there could be a problem with this. Like, we can only have one beard.
Listen.
We have several beards.
There's like already 3 beard. I mean,
Like, I'm just saying.
Crocheted one. I've got a little knitted one.
No, I'm too far in now. Now I'm going all in. I was getting joked. I was getting mocked a little bit. Are you going for Santa Claus or something? I'm like, I'm getting ready to go for angry Alaskan crab. No. What are you trying to start a fight? Like what? So, but yeah, we'll see. No, Ironcaster's still enjoying lovely locks. He's still got a lot of hair, so it's okay. There's no reason to.
It's coming down, y'all.
Wait. We didn't do our commercial. All right, Ironcaster, do it again. We need to clip it and put in like that Dove commercial music or something.
Pantene commercial where they like hold it and it falls down in the cascade.
Tréseme, ooh la la.
Ooh la la. I'll do the voiceover. Tréseme, ooh la la.
Oh man, that's great. I'm writing down like timestamps and stuff so I can figure it out. Oh, that's good. What a good show. What a good time. So, I was a beard for a while in the 80s. Did not think that counted. That's good. That's a good reference.
Good one.
Thank you. DJ Ronnie G. Highlander. What's this? I remember Highlander commercials, trailers being cool. That's what you're talking. What do you mean? Wait. Never saw the movie. I know.
I can't fault that. I've never seen the movie either.
Herbal essences. I know. Shampoo commercials. Maybe we'll have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on that. If you guys want to do that, take up the little clip out Ironcaster doing that, and see if we can put it with some classic shampoo commercials. I think it'd be great. I think it would be could run his whole line, the Ironcaster line of shampoos. Surprised there's not already.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ironcaster. Ooh
Ironcaster.
la la.
Ironcaster oil. Ironcaster, ooh la la. Yeah.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
The king of antifreeze, beard antifreeze.
Beard antifreeze. I know. Ah, it reminds me of something. So.
I'll
Okay,
go find the container. I'll show you guys.
No, I believe you. What I want is I want the frosty. I want a frosty picture though. I don't really want the antifreeze. I want to see one where he's out and he's covered because it's I want to see like Chewbacca on Hoth. I want to see it covered in ice. I want to see.
You want me to look
That's what I
like?
want to see.
You want me to look like a Lake Superior surfer in January?
Pretty much, at least for one photo. At least for one photo, for sure. At least one. I just want it once. I don't need you to like get frostbite. I don't want you to get hurt or anything. So, anyway. All right. So this is. I have a fragmented viewing experience. I debated a guy about the U.S. radar capabilities during World War II. Oh, yeah. Well, you would be able to, DJ Ronnie G. That's outside my skill set for sure. Now he's telling tall tales about my office mate. Oh boy. The closest I came to being a beard was official dinner date. Keep losers from bothering someone.
I'm gonna look at. You just want me to look at one of these guys.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me take the comment down. Oh my gosh, share screen. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh my gosh.
I don't even need it to be that intense. Like I don't want you to have to get it wet to do that, but at least covered in like, frost.
Oh my gosh.
The guy on the right, too
painful.
much. Yeah, I don't want to do the one on the right because it feels like that's going to leave like some damage. That's going to be problems. So don't do that.
Goodness.
But at least a little bit of frosty, iced up a little maybe. That's a little too much.
Well,
Wow,
see,
crazy.
the difference
Keep
there
going
is,
nuts.
these guys, they're youpers. Like, they are the guys.
Ah! Sorry.
This is like the shtick. This is the thing that people do up there, though, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
No,
can't.
thanks.
I'm in pain just looking at that.
It hurts me
cold.
just seeing it. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
I'm so cold now.
Yeah, it just hurts. Oh, let's change the subject. Ironcaster, you're gonna be on a t-shirt in a little bit.
Hopefully, depending on how he's feeling, 'cause I guess he's got some stuff coming up in the next couple of days, and suffice to say, it looks like yes.
All right. Folks, if you miss Mech Monday, get your pillow and enjoy the show. That's all I'm going to say. No. There's no talk back. So, anything else going on the rest of the week? I slid it in. He can't go back. That's all. We'll keep moving.
Friday, I'll be on my 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser for our little Klobby's comic shop where we're talking about Daredevil Born Again, the comic, not the show.
Comic's good. Comic is solid. I heard someone try to tell. There's a whole video. I feel like they were trolling me though. Like it was the best Daredevil story ever, and I was like, nope, not gonna watch that video. Let's not get carried away, folks. Great story. I love it. The single standalone issue with Elektra. It's one comic book, beginning to end. Doesn't have to go anywhere else. It's one of my top 10 comic books of all time. It's a standalone story. It is far superior than the Born Again story. Just my, hey, listen, I'm not a hot take. It's my hot take then. That's fine. I mean, yeah, Daredevil's a great comic book. There's tons of great stories. So, yeah. All right, that sounds good. Mr. Comic Book Time. That sounds great. SQUEEKA, you coming on in and do any other shows this week? Anything going on?
I have. I think I'm going to be on Roman's whatever it is that he does on Thursdays, where it's just pop culture talk-ish stuff.
I think it's Free Range this week.
Free
so,
range.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Free range. I'm like, it's the
Cool.
I couldn't remember the name of it, but yeah, I'm going to be there Thursday. I know that Beard and I will stream 7 Days to Die again sometime. Things are just kind of a bit off and on and kind of crazy. But we'll jump in there someday. I don't ever know what day. It's just whenever we both have time. And I think next Monday I'll be back with the Eclectic Goat. We're doing Carnival We're watching that series.
Oh yeah,
and
that's a fun show.
yeah,
Weird,
I
creepy,
felt bad. I
but
missed it
fun.
last week, but we're going to be back. We didn't do it this week, and we'll be back next week for episodes 5 and 6, I believe. And it's a really good show, but it's got moments. It's definitely got.
Yeah, definitely out there.
That's it, and then I'll be back here for Tuesday.
That's it. We'll be doing Boondock Saints next week.
Nope.
So Boondock Saints is a fun movie, and this is one of the. If you'd ever looked it up, folks, this is one of the ones where the critics hated this movie, and the audience loves this movie. And I have to be honest, there's a couple of scenes in that movie that are some of the most fun I ever have. I've watched those scenes and not the movie. Like I've just turned on Boondock Saints and just watched a couple of those sequences and then turned the movie off. Like I don't watch the whole movie sometimes, but there's a couple of those scenes. So,
Where's my cat?
And don't forget what's that?
Where's my cat?
Where's my cat?
Where's the cat? Yeah, Where's the Cat was good, but the scene where they fall through the roof with the rope is one of my favorites. So, a little mech pick love there for sure. Yeah, Boondock Saints, it's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. Don't miss that one. It's a good one. It's a good choice. Well, yeah, the cat scene. Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. So, but yeah, as I said, Friday will be Friday Popcast will be back. It'll be pre-recorded now, but Beard will be with us. Beard of Liberty will be with me talking Prestige. So that's going to be back. Haven't really had done a lot here other than try to get caught up on pre-recording those. I got editing that has to go along with that a little bit. And then trying to, for lack of a better term, make it me. Make it what I'm into. And so like for Ironcaster, I had to find commercials and like so if you never watched the show, guys, there's like an intro before the show starts, so it's like a little bit of a tease, and then like we play commercials, old commercials and whatever, and then the show will actually start, and then the show ends, there's more commercials. I don't put them in the middle right now. I think at some point we should. So next time Ironcaster comes back, we'll be like, let's take a commercial break, and we'll put in like 3 commercials or something. But it was fun to do that, and it kind of fits my personality more, my background, whatever. So it was fun trying to find commercials that I feel like connect to the people that have been on. So I've had 3 guests and I'm on my 3rd podcast editing right now. So that's going to be kind of fun. And then just prepping for this, and I had a great couple podcasts. So I've got that one. I recorded the one with Ironcaster. We talk about free content, basically. Tubi, other things, Just Watch, where you can plug in anything and figure out where it's streaming, so you don't have to buy it. I think that's great, and so that's a huge fun time hanging out with him, of course. And then I just recorded the one with Jacob Ironside. We line up True Grit, the original True Grit 69. It's True Grit 2010. Pros and cons, like them both, don't like them. Remakes, what we like, we don't. So I think it's a great conversation because it's fun to talk that kind of nerdy stuff with folks. So, and soon I'll have Loki on because I had to kick that with my scheduling changes to have him on and some other things lined up. So it'd be kind of fun. The Talk Art schedule's rock and rolling, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So, all right. Anything else you guys want to squeeze in real quick before we head out the door?
I'm good.
Channel.
Go watch the movie.
Yeah, it's a good one. Fun time. It's a fun time. I don't have any weird Dr. Pepper back on my normal. I don't have the purple ones are not here, so they're gone. I clipped it. It's a little video now, so it's been fun hearing people catch up to that. And yes, there'll be talks of me back grabbing another crazy Dr. Pepper when I see one, or some other weird thing. I don't know. Well, I'm going to try. We'll see. Thanks, Beard. And Beard and I have already kind of talked about doing another one, so we've got it kind of thinking about soon at the end of the month or something like that. He's got a hot take, he claims, so we'll see if I agree or not.
Is it that Highlander was just a good movie? It was okay.
Well, that's a different hot take. That's just him being wrong. That's not a hot take. That's just him being wrong. So yeah,
Okay.
History's on my side with Highlander. The other one, I think he has a valid point. I think it's gonna be fun to kind of parse that one out a little bit. So yeah. I don't have a special outro, but I always go back to the old favorite because I love Ross, and which came up this week on Ironcaster because I have a handful of Funkos that I don't really want to sell. So I have 5, and 3 of them are Bob Ross. I have 3 Bob Ross Funkos. I know it's really kind of an odd thing. So there you go. Well, we'll go out with Bob Ross. He knows how to chill. Have a good time. Folks out there, you guys be blessed. Talk hard. Till next time, I'm Pops.
Bob Ross, you'll never see me tripping. Got the vision, I don't even need assistance. Bob Ross.